Today on Fatty's Feast, we are not taking any shortcuts, surprisingly. We are cooking up 100% homemade diner-style hash browns on the Blackstone Griddle. Let's get started. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. I'm so happy to have you here. Thanks for joining us on Fatty's Feast, doing some hash browns. Now, as most of you know that watch this channel, I like to take shortcuts when it comes to hash browns because for whatever reason I think they're a complete pain in the butt. They're really not. And we're going to show you today how easy they are to make at home from scratch using these russet potatoes. Nothing special. Now, if I'm trying to cook because I'm hungover or something like that, I do like to use the store-bought frozen, or there's some that come in a bag that are refrigerated. You just throw them on the griddle and you're good to go. But we're going to take a little bit of extra time today and do the real version of hash browns. Now, I have 4 russet potatoes here. You don't need 4. I just bought 4. And we're going to start by just peeling them into this bowl with my awesome speed peeler here. If you don't have one of these peelers, you need to check them out. I'll put a link for Amazon. Not trying to get them perfect or anything, just good enough. Yeah, that's good. We don't need to see what's going on here. You can block the view right there. Jameson is obsessed with anytime I'm doing anything with like peeling vegetables, cutting vegetables, doesn't matter what it is. He likes to be right here. If I'm like making a steak or something, he doesn't care. But vegetables, he loves. Yeah, take that to go play with. Spend hundreds of dollars on toys for you guys and you use vegetable peels. All right, so this is what we're left with. See? Amazing, right? Don't take that. So I have my 4 potatoes peeled in this bowl. Next, what you'll need is a bigger bowl and a sieve or a strainer like this one. I'm just filling this with water, almost to the top, not quite, halfway maybe. And then the next thing you'll need is a cheese grater. So here's the deal. This one has all sorts of fun little toys and settings and whatever. I believe we're going to use this one. I'm going to try to see if we want to use the next level down, but I think this bigger one will work pretty good. You want a medium size for the most part. Now you might think using one of the smaller holes or smaller settings would be better because the hash browns would cook faster. That's not the case. They actually turn into sort of mush, so we don't really want that. We want nice crispy edges and them to have some kind of texture to them. So I'm just going to take my potatoes and start shredding them into this water. And you can rotate as you go. I feel like if you rotate, it actually makes the process go a little quicker. You're just going to go until you get the majority of the potato in there without slicing your fingers off. As we take a look at what we're dealing with, that is perfect consistency right there. Now the reason I'm shredding the potatoes into this bowl of water is for 2 reasons. You don't actually need to do this. If I were just cooking 1 potato, I wouldn't bother doing this because at the end of the day I want to try to get all the moisture out, so rinsing it doesn't really help. But since we're doing 4, I want to A, get the starch off the potatoes, and B, I want to prevent oxidation. If you've ever cooked potatoes or cut potatoes or shredded them, they form like this nasty brownish red color, and it's completely safe to eat, but it just looks gross. And I don't know, it's just weird. So putting them in a bowl of water actually helps. A lot of people have this misconception that it's 100% necessary to get all the starch off your potatoes. When you're doing stuff like this, not really, because you're gonna dry them out. But if you're doing, cubed hash browns or something like that, obviously, or even homemade fries, you want to wash your potatoes off. Or at least soak them a little bit before you do whatever you're gonna do. Oh, my hand's getting tired. Maybe I shouldn't have done 4. I always do this. I always make more crap than I need to. Okay, I think that's good. That's what I wasted. It's not bad. Get all this off. My arm is sore. I am out of shape, people. Covered in starch. All right, so this is my bowl, or sieve of hash browns, if you will. I already got a little bit of that brown color forming, but that's just because I need to change the water. So perfect size for this. Good sized bowl. Let's get this water out. Nice and brown. Look at all that starch in the bottom. I don't know if you saw that. That was pretty cool. Just gonna rinse them off a little bit. That's hot. We don't want that. And because they're already soaked in this water, I'm just gonna try to get them as clean as possible. Add a little more. Already, that's a huge improvement from before. So I think that's pretty good. Let's rinse them out a little bit more. That water looks pretty clear. All right, so this is what I call sort of the pain in the butt part. Isn't this a cute towel? I think it's adorable. So I'm gonna lay this towel out. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a handful of hash browns, just sort of wring them out into this bowl. You don't wanna overload this towel, but try to do this in as least steps as possible. So this is sort of the messy part. We're just gonna spread these out. God, they're so sticky. Okay, now I'm gonna use this towel and I'm going to get as much moisture out as I can by rolling these guys up. Already, there's moisture just seeping through here. Now you can use paper towels for this if you don't have a nice looking, beautiful towel like I do. That's completely fine. Paper towels will definitely seep through a little bit. I'm just wringing it out as best I can. What a mess. So these actually feel pretty good to me. I might go one more time. And for the record, I just cleaned this countertop, so don't be concerned about like cat feces or anything on here. And let me do a burrito sort of thing here. That looks better. Nice and dry. They're not even really sticking to my hands. So I'm just going to push these off to the side. And I'll repeat the process with these hash browns. It truly amazes me how much moisture potatoes hold. Now I'm just going to take these potatoes and I'm just going to lay them out. And we're going to let them air out for a little bit. We'll give these about 15 minutes or so while I go start the griddle. I was just looking at how long I've been recording this. I've been recording for 32 minutes now. This wouldn't take 32 minutes if you had one potato and you weren't recording a YouTube video. So I would say about 15 minutes of prep work and then another 10 to 15 minutes on the griddle, not even. Now what's really neat about this method is I can take these, put them in a bag, and then I have a serving of potatoes that I can freeze. Or if you're going to eat them within the week, you can throw them in the fridge. Pretty neat. This is literally the same as if you were to buy potatoes at the supermarket. So, pretty neat. So after I'm done bagging my potatoes, I'll go start the griddle and we'll go out there and finish this cook-off. I can't even explain to you guys how bad the weather's been here in Connecticut. I can't believe I actually had a day to film today. My tripod's literally in snow right now. I don't even know if it's straight, but I have no choice. All right, I got 2 zones here. My middle one's on a medium heat. I'm gonna throw some oil right in the middle. And the key to this recipe is butter. So you could just throw butter down, but I like to throw oil down as well to prevent the butter from burning. Just gonna keep it right in the center here. I'm gonna go ahead and throw my hash browns down right in that pool of butter. So I'm gonna try to get them as even as possible. Throw a little more butter on top. For seasonings, I got my salt, pepper, garlic from Grillaholics. Touch more black pepper, freshly grounded. Then a little bit of my Tony Chachere's, more spice for a kick. Optional. Now I'm going to take this, put my basting cover on it, and let the magic happen. We're going to let that go for about 5 minutes or so. While we're doing that, I had this idea. I love Waffle House. So I think one of the videos I'm going to do is a recreation of their sandwich on Texas toast with hash browns just like this. I'll probably use the frozen ones in my freezer. That made sense, right? So I'll put a link for that here. I wish I could remember what it is, but it's the bacon, egg, and cheese on Texas toast. I can't remember what the name of the sandwich is, but it's delicious. Unfortunately, with my diabetes, I can't necessarily have waffles much anymore. So that sucks, but it is what it is. So basically with this, we're waiting for it to form a singular crusty patty. So when we flip it, it's just all in one piece and it doesn't break up. That's why it's important to keep that cover on so it really forms one piece. The other thing with this too is if you weren't already patient enough with the mess in the kitchen, be patient when you're making the hash browns as well, because it does take a little bit of time for the magic to happen. All right, it's been about 5 minutes. Let's see what we're working with. Oh, nice brown crust on the sides here. If I lift up the edge, oh yeah, got some great color. So what I want to do to keep this bad boy intact, lift it up just like so. There we go. All right, a little bit of damage, not too bad though. We can fix that. I'm actually going to get some more butter right on here. Just gonna let that soak up under. Oh, that worked. Whatever. It's actually sort of disgusting how much butter I used. And on this side, I'm just going to do a little bit more seasoning. Throw the cover back on. This waiting thing is very boring. I think I got some new neighbors. They've been sawing some stuff over there. So maybe I'll be meeting someone new this week. We'll see. Or maybe they're just doing renovations. That place is a shithole, so I don't know. Alrighty, let's see where we're at. That looks very good. Little soft on this side, but they're definitely done. Nice and buttery. Maybe I could have turned the heat up a little bit, but this looks ready to go. Take this. There we go. That side looks perfect. That, oh yeah, this side right here. That's nice and crispy. This looks great. All right. Oh, yes. These are, look at that. They just stick together. Nice and crispy. Guys, like I said, the amount of butter I used, it's literally coating my mouth, like on my lips. So I'm probably going to die, but that's okay. Because I'll die happy, and that's what life's all about. This is good. The crispiness, the evenness. Like I said, it wasn't as crispy on one side, but this top part, again, I'm letting you hear that. I know that's a weird angle to look at, but you got to be here to experience it. And the hash browns didn't turn to mush either, which is great. The color's good. Oh, that Tony Chachere's adds a kick. Is it worth it making hash browns homemade? I think so. To some degree. I had to lock the cats away because they kept trying to eat the potatoes. But other than that, and the mess that you make in your kitchen and the towel that you need to throw in the wash, I think it's worth it. If you have the time, do it. If not, look, frozen hash browns are fine. Some people thaw them before they put them on the griddle. I don't necessarily do that. It will take a little longer, and you won't get as nice of a crisp. So if you can thaw them, that's great. I don't really care. And remember, if you don't have a Blackstone Griddle, you can use a cast iron skillet or something of that nature, even a regular skillet. But remember, the key to this recipe is drying the potatoes out, butter, and oil, so you don't burn the butter, and salt, pepper, Cajun spice, in my opinion, garlic, whatever you want to add for seasonings, that's good with you. So if you found value in today's video, please smash that like button, get this video out to more people. It costs you nothing. Leave me a comment because I want to hear from you guys. I want to talk to you. I want to hear ideas that you have for my future videos. And remember, I'll put a link to, the Tony Chachere's, the Grillaholic seasoning, the speed peelers. I'll put all those in the description so you can find those. And until next time, stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, stay warm, and stay tubby.